Yes, guys. Yes, people. Big up everybody that's locked in. Like, subscribe, all of that. You already know what to do. As soon as you get into the stream, hit the like button. Plenty to get into. We've got the same old transfer daily that we're going to be getting into. Aubameyang to AC Milan. LAFC looks to be only getting stronger. Ben Chillwell links to AC Milan are also getting stronger as well. AC Milan, fucking Man City. Why do I have Milan in the back of my head for? I've got no Jerseys FC. That's why. Forget it. New kits and all that. But yeah, Ben Chilwell to Man City, potentially. LAFC and Aubameyang links. And the Super League. The European Super League might be making another return. Always a very interesting topic. I remember the panic back in 2021 when it looked like that was already going to happen before the protests and everything like that. It was all crazy. But yeah, we'll get into it. Because I think there's lots of ways of looking at this. Lots of ways. I think if you guys remember from when it originally came out, I wasn't necessarily against it. I was against the format of it. I didn't like the fact that there was no relegation, no promotion. It was just, I think, 8 to 12 teams just stuck there in some sort of NFL format. And I didn't really fuck with that. But everything that I'm seeing, like, I'm not here for it, but I want to see how this thing develops. I want to see how it develops. I don't think it will develop too far anyway, other than talks, because all the Premier League clubs that originally wanted to join are basically sworn that they're not going to. This is just a push from Juventus, Real Madrid and Barcelona because their leagues are too broke compared to the Premier League. And like I saw from an earlier comment, who said it? Hamza. This was it. The Premier League is the real Super League. That's why they want to make their own. Because in spite of the money that there is in the Champions League, they think that there's more money to make and they're using the Premier League as an example. So no wonder they want this. But yeah, plenty to get into with the Super League. I'm very interested to hear what everyone has to say on it. I said Bournemouth have more financial clout than Madrid. It's all mad. Hit the like button, by the way, people. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you want to help the channel out, drop a super chat. It does help us out a lot more than you guys think. Still need to get ourselves a ring light sorted and all of that. So yeah, big up everybody. FIFA streams we're going to be debuting potentially next week. I just need to get my head around the software and everything. Once I sort that, we're going to do career modes. I'm going to do, I can't figure out a name for the show topic, but we're going to do members games and shit like that. So I'll get to play you guys and yeah, you guys can get smoked. And yeah, we might even do like FIFA match previews. I think that would be a very good shout. Like, for example, when we get Spurs, maybe I play Expressions or I play one of the We Are Tottenham boys or something like that. So there'll be more content coming through, people. If you want to be a part of that too, join the membership. People. Yeah, what else is everybody saying? Big up Faded, big up Steve, Ryan, Jacob, DK, Sam, Faded, Satimo Werner, Luai. Anyone else? Have I missed anybody else? I'll see you guys in the comments. You lot are hypocrites saying you don't want the Super League, but you want to turn the Premier League. This is the thing. This is why they want the Super League, because they want our money. They want a little bit of the money that we've been making. And this is the thing for me. Football is like a very money-hungry business. I said that when the first talks about the Super League came out in 2021. This sport is all about money. There's no reason to blindly back UEFA as well because they're scummy as fuck themselves. So pick the option that suits Chelsea the most. To me, if the Super League has a relegation and promotion format, which I think I'm seeing it does have, if it has a better format than what UEFA's new one's going to be, because they've got the new Swiss model coming out in a few years. What other terms they have? They've got 60 to 80 teams, multiple divisions, no permanent members, and a minimum of 14 games per club per season. Now, if there is a promotion and a relegation system, if it can work in line with the domestic leagues, and yeah, if the money was distributed fairly, I wouldn't be completely against it if it suited Chelsea. I just think right now it's in early talks. People might be panicking a little bit. People might not be panicking. This is just Juve, Real Madrid, and Barca trying to protect themselves. Now, as long as they can make it financially suitable for the clubs that are involved and also make the money situation fair to all the teams involved, as well as a promotion relegation factor, that's fine by me. That is fine by me. But we say all of this, it's probably not going to happen anyway. So what's even the point? What is even the point? Let me know what you guys are saying, though. Let me know. I keep saying that, though, but like I'm not going through the comments. So let me do this. Aye, Ilya, respect the intro music. It's fucking elite, bruv. Although I've seen Said's new one, and I kind of want to change things up now a little bit. I might get a new intro. Soon, people. So watch that space. Big up Big Ron, Ed, and big up Ben. Big up Clutch saying prediction for Saturday. You don't want to know my prediction, my friend. You don't want to know my prediction, bro. Because it's not good. And it involves West Ham being in the lead. Big up Hoodie. Big up Melon. What else? What else? Champions League back in 4 days, and my arse will be in Dortmund. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. Kai just says Mount gone. Nothing on the Mount front, my friend. Nothing on the Mount front. But big up yourself, my guy. Big up. Ed says, what we saying if both Havertz and Mount plays? We better fucking win. We had better win. Because if that shit don't work out, the next stream, I'm on Potter's neck. I'm stepping on that guy's neck because that'll be pissing me off. Why ruin football? Because a couple of teams in Spain are skin. I don't know if it necessarily ruins football, though. That all depends on the way the format is set. If you can run that in line with the domestic leagues, with a fair promotion and relegation format, I don't see how it would ruin football. But that would have to be put in place. I think people just worry because it's something new. Like the Premier League back in 1992, when that first came out, I'm sure it had the same energy. Oh, you guys are ruining football. This is just a way of injecting money into the league. But it worked. Same thing with the Champions League. I'm sure the Champions League got given that same energy too. People don't like new things. It all just depends on the way it's set out. Because there is a right way you could do it. There is a right way that you can do it. It will start at 14 games a season and it will just keep on growing. The Premier League is already good, but it could work in line with it. It could be like a Champions League. Everything I'm seeing about the Super League screams that it would replace the Champions League. So if it would replace the Champions League and then you would play that in midweek, for example, it shouldn't impact the Premier League at all. It shouldn't. Premier League just doesn't like it because they want to back UEFA. And also because the original terms... what the fuck happened to my camera? I can't be bothered. Stupid webcam. Bear with me for a sec, people. Bear with me for a sec. Can't be fucking arsed. Right, are you going to work for me now or do I have to go back to the other camera? I don't think... Yeah, I don't know if it's working. Oh, wait. Wait. Switch on. You got a green light? Ah, shit. Yeah, I don't think it's what. Wait. Start the camera. There we go. What the fuck was that? Right, we're back. We're back. Webcam tried to fuck me over. But yeah, you can't cancel this shit. Can't cancel us. DK says he'll smoke me. Aye, cool. We'll see. We will see. I like this energy. Deals is on it as well. Hey, we could run a pro clubs too. That's a great shout. We could run a pro clubs. Actually, no, that would be Xbox only. So yeah, you'd have to be on Xbox for that. But yeah, if you are, we could run a pro clubs. Could easily run a pro clubs. I said career mode 2. We'll run that. I said he's smart. DK, cool. You know what? You might be the first guy I play. You might be the first member I play. Say less, DK. Cool. Cool. I look forward to it, bro. Potter needs to make the correct calls come Sunday. Completely agree. Why can't La Liga just copy what the Premier League is doing? I don't know. Maybe because the Premier League did it first. I don't know. I feel that's very vague because it's like, what did the Premier League do other than just mad TV deals? And I don't know. I don't know. That's way too deep into my financial knowledge for me to even understand. Maybe one of the panelists would know. I don't know. That ain't me. Are we not even on 100 likes, by the way? What is... Come on, guys. 65 likes. This Havertz conversion rate, people. Come on, guys. Hit the like button, people. We got over 300 of you lot in here. There's no reason for us not to be on 100 likes. Hit the like button, my guys. Right. Remember the times the Liga dominated? Exactly, and they didn't care about the financial issue, the financial situation then, because they were dominant. Suddenly, England dominated. We haven't looked back, and they can't keep up. And the thing is, they won't even make it easier for their other leagues because they're in a position. All the clubs that are complaining are the clubs that dominate their leagues. So figure that one out. Figure that one out. 2-1 Chelsea, 1-0 Chelsea, 2-0, 1-0. Hear all of that, bruv. On a flight to Dubai, tuned in. Raw, you got connection on a flight. Fair play, Scott. Safe travels. Safe travels, my guy. Okay, thank you. Because I obviously weren't around at that time, but I would be very surprised if it didn't get given the same energy. That's why I'm looking at the Super League with an open mind. I'm thinking, cool, let me see what the terms are. Let me see how that benefits English football and us as an individual club. And then I'll make my decision. Well, my personal opinion, not decision. I'll make my opinion on it. But people are very quick to cancel it. I remember when the Super League talks first came out in 2021. I think I was the first person who was streaming to say, I'm not 100% against this. And I was getting ripped alive in the comments. They were tearing me apart. It's like, how dare you? How are you for this? I was like, it benefits Chelsea. I understood where Roman's stance was. It was like, okay, the Super League's going to go and make billions of money and it's going to take away from all of the other leagues. And that's not great. But if you want to pick what side you are on in history, you'd rather be on the side that's making more money. So I got it from a Chelsea perspective. It's selfish as hell with the way the old format was, but Roman acted in Chelsea's best interests. Bowley, though, I don't think Bowley's interested in it. Because I saw these old quotes from a couple months ago, I think back in September. Let me get... No, that's a bit too far. It's understood Bowley and Igbali expect the earning potential of the Premier League to continue to grow for years to come. I never say hard nose. I like to keep options alive, but joining a Super League is not something that we are talking about at all. I think the Champions League has a big component of that already. You have the best clubs playing each other every season. There's already a lot of that. If you win the Champions League, you win over 100 million euros. You win the Masters and you make a couple of million bucks. I think you can do that in the summer. Play Barca, Madrid and Bayern more often, and there's other ways to do that. And I think that the passion the fans have for the sport as it is so strong that I can't envision it changing. So even in spite of everyone's worries, I don't think Chelsea would be that invested in it anyway. Maybe if things change and it actually looks like something that is going to happen, maybe Bowley takes the jump. Maybe. But as of right now, I don't think anything happens. I think it's just yet again in talking stage. And it's yet again just Juve, Barca, and Real Madrid trying to push this through as quickly as possible. So yeah, I don't think Bowley's interested. I don't think Bowley is that interested. Man said, Lewis, your camera's already rejecting the Super League. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. How have no, bro? We got a new laptop, we got a new webcam. It's just that had a bit of a drop. It dropped a 4 out of 10 there. It's all good. It's all good. European Super League can fuck off, Leicester fan. Lee, from your perspective, I totally understand it. Totally understand it. I'm still gonna keep an open mind on it, but I understand it benefits Chelsea more. So I get why our stances would be completely different. But still, same way, big up yourself. It's good to see you in here, my friend. I hope everything is well. I hope everything's well, bro. Big up, Chappie. Everyone subscribe to his channel as well, if you haven't done so. Big up. Webcam didn't like your Super League talk. Can't be asked. Lewis, let me play you. I'll play Mountain Kai and I'll play them the way they should be playing. Hey, Havertz is a lot better on FIFA. I will say that. Havertz is much better to play on FIFA than real life. Mount, though, yeah, same old. Same old. But yeah, let me take this down. Stop the screen. Nico says, I'm for the Super League. At least you won't have to worry about top 4 every year. Fair point, Shader. Fair point. Yeah, Texas Blue, you saw that. And I understand why people are getting ours too, because the format was stupid. It was so dumb. No relegation, no promotion. It's just, here's our 12 clubs. There you go. And it is what it is. That I get. That's a shit format that doesn't help anybody. Give me relegation and promotion formats, play it with the domestic leagues, and make the distribution of money fair to all the clubs that are involved. What's the problem? What's the problem? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But you'd have to see that. You're gonna watch Chelsea in Abu Dhabi or something. What you wanna? Oh, that's gonna happen sooner or later anyway. Like, come on. I know none of us like the fact that you could potentially be doing home games away from England, but I mean that's more of a case of when, not if. The way money is dominating football, do you really think that that's not going to happen soon? We're already seeing it happen in other leagues. I would be very surprised if in 20 years from now you're not seeing finals in Abu Dhabi, for example, or in Qatar, or in America or other countries, for example. Do I agree with it? No. Do I understand where we are? We are in a money-based business. It's not about football. It's about money. It's been about money for like the last 10, 15 years. And that's not changing. We've gone way too deep into the rabbit hole to ever come out of that. So, I mean, I don't agree with it, but I just think it's going to happen anyway. So, you might as well just make it as beneficial for yourself as possible. That's the way I see it. 2 days will be at West Ham away. Let's go. Big up, Jem. I hope you're good. Are you at Dortmund as well? Let me know. Let me know if you're at Dortmund. Percy don't want to. Let me drop a poll as well. 20 minutes. I haven't even gone into any of the transfer news. Let me drop. Right. European Super League. Yes, no, yes, with better format and unsure. Cool. Let's see what you guys are saying. I've dropped a little poll. I've dropped a little poll. Oh, and I've ended it already, you fucking idiot. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, let me do that again. I was gonna do ESL yes, no, because my stupid ass can't do anything else correctly. Fucking idiot. Right. What else is everyone saying? Forget Super League. If they allow Spurs and Arsenal have no Champions Leagues. Hey, someone's got to prop up the Super League for everybody else, isn't it? Someone has to be the full team. It can be them two. Let them do it. I thought Tottenham in the Super League was fucking hilarious. Like, what are you here for? What are you here for? You're not super. You don't even win trophies. Like, what the fuck? Hey, someone's got to be the fucking, I don't know, Bournemouth? Say Bournemouth. We can't ever beat them for shit. I think my camera's glitching a little bit too. I said Lewis put in a Bakayoko v Watford performance today. I can't be asked. Oh, Jem's going Dominican Republic. Oh, fair play. Fair play. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I said agenda merchant minerals. No, not even. It's just a funny name. Fucking jokes. I could have just put wronging at the bottom if I really cared. But no, agenda merchant's funny. Is what it is and fits the narrative. Fits the narrative. Lewis more mistake prone on poles than Mendy on the ball. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why is this thing glitching like mad? What the fuck? Can you guys see that too? Fucking weird. I'm seeing this. And let me know if my camera's glitching, people, because it looks like it to me. Let me see. I might have to go back to the media. Oh, it is. It is. Okay, give me a sec, guys. Let me take this out. For fuck's sake, man. Can never have good things for too long, can you? Never have good things. I have 1 month with a consistent stream. Just one. All right, let's give it another go. Is that working? Let's see if it's still glitching. I'm going to give that 5 seconds and yeah, fuck it. Right, we're going back to the media other cam. We're going back to the media other cam. And we'll figure this one out in a little sec. Right. Yeah, let's go back to 240p, people. Oh, fucking hell. Look at the drop-off on that. Oh, dear. Right, yeah. I'm going to sort this shit out, and I'll get the panel out in a little sec. Oh, my gosh. Look at the downgrade, people. Look at the fucking downgrade. And what the fuck is this doing here? Get the fuck out. Can't be bothered. Everything's a mess today. Everything is a fucking mess. That's worst drop off than Mendy post AFCON. Fucking hell, bruv. What the fuck? Right, was there anything else? Or should we just go to the other transfer news? I liked that fucking webcam as well. CBA. I said, Lewis, you need rope to hang, not a hanger. Fair enough, brother. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't even know why that was there. I think I must have thrown it and it just ended up there a couple days ago or something. God knows. Kamal says, zoom in. I wish we could. I wish we could. Said, this is a better camera view. There's. I'm not used to this background now. I preferred the close-up. But yeah, what? Oh, people actually like this angle. Let's go. Right. Transfer news. Because we've already gone through all the Super League stuff. Aubameyang, close to leaving Chelsea. According to 10 Sport, an agreement has been reached between Chelsea and LAFC. There's only a few details to be settled for him to leave to join the MLS. And apparently, Chelsea are going to pay all of the wages up top. So LAFC don't even have to worry about that. It's a bit annoying. I still say he's our best finisher. I think he's been a victim of no service, but there must have been a fallout between him and Potter. Must have. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. And if that's the case, it's whatever. It is what it is. At least there's a better pathway for Fofana into the squad, but we move. What a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time. How many games this season we come from behind and won? Palace? West Ham? And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that is it. What the fuck? I said Oba should have stayed in Spain. He should have. I feel bad for him, to be fair. He got forced out of Spain. That guy went from fucking Arsenal when nothing was working for him to balling out at Barcelona, revitalizing his entire career, to them being broken, just saying, yeah, we're going to need to sell you, mate. And then he's got shipped off to Chelsea. Man's went from relying on Dembele to relying on Havertz. I'd be depressed too. But yeah, I guess he's going to go to LAFC till the end of the season. And then probably going to find another league. Because I don't think this guy is washed to the point where he probably needs to go to the MLS or to a lower league. I think he could still play in the top 5 leagues. He's still good enough for that. It's just if you're not feeding him, he ain't doing anything else. What else? What? Did you hear about Sir Martin at TalkSport? No, I didn't. What did he say? Did he say anything mad? I don't know. I haven't seen nothing. Okay. I'll have a look, though. Check Pie's tweet. So Martin says, I think we bidded the same amount as Bowley's consortium. We certainly would have been seeking Tuchel's exit. We certainly wouldn't have spent as much either. I think it's incredibly difficult for Potter with all those new players. Well, I'm glad we didn't get you then if you weren't going to spend as much. Don't even care if you would have kept Tuchel. Yes, we would have kept Tuchel and we wouldn't have put the same amount of money into this squad. Great. That's exactly what I'd like to hear. That fills me with so much more confidence that we would have got top 4. Fucking brilliant. Let me put that up on the big screen for you guys. That don't make me wish he joined us or anything. Just whatever. I'm glad Roman picked the right person. Or we would have given Tuchel the same players to work with. They are the problem. Ryan, yeah, you know what? Just retire the number 9 at this point. Chelsea will not be joining the Super League. They have it in their sale agreement. That explains why Bowley was so against it, if that's the case. That makes a lot of sense. Is Lewis a brown envelope merchant? I mean, I wouldn't mind getting some brown envelopes. Wouldn't mind. It's out of context. You have to watch the interview. He said we would have kept Tuchel. But once you're in there, who knows? He would have just left it at the same thing. Simple as. Would have left it at the same thing. What else do we have? Oh, fucking hell, man. Oh, my gosh. Last one. Ben Chillwell. Links with West Ham. Man City. Man City are looking at him in the summer, potentially. He's one of the left-backs that they're considering, but it's also not the only one. Quick question to you guys in the comments. Would you sell Chilwell, and for how much? Me, I'd keep him. I like the depth of Chilwell and Cucurella. I think it's good competition, but with the injuries and with him being homegrown, you're not keeping him at all costs. Like, if a bid of 70 million came in for him, I'd respectfully let him go. But let me know what you guys are saying. Keep, sell at any cost. If you'd sell him, how much would you sell him for? Nope. Keep him. 120 mil. 40 to 45. Keep or sell for 65. 65, I think, is fair. I think 60 million, from 60 million onwards, you could talk about. But even then, it will be more like, I need to see more to the 70 million mark before we really have a conversation. Because we do have other options. I know people won't like it, but hey, if we sold him and we bring in Ian Maatsen, I think we're still fine. I think we are still fine. I said player trade with Haaland. That's all mad. I wouldn't say sell him at all costs, though. Because Because even with like the ACL injuries and his form this season, I do think that's because he's getting back up to speed. I think there's still a quality player in there. And we've seen what he's like when him and Reece James are playing together. There's a brilliant left back. But what's your price for him, if there is even one? Why such a high price for him? Do you think 70 is a high price? I don't know. I think 70 is fair. I think if you're saying 80, 90 million, that's where you're like, oh, okay. Taking the piss a little bit. I can't firm having Alonso's regen as our main left back. Must mean, oh, Cucurella. Yeah, fair enough. That is more than fair enough. He's had an ACL injury plus another injury on top. How sure are City that he's the same player? I don't know. But they want to watch 2021 comps? Do that. You do that. Who are you and what happened to Lewis? Maatsen would be fine. What the fuck? Bit of a stretch. I just mean more if Chillwell got sold, like there would be another option that we could have for depth. And he's having a good loan spell. Could be a big factor in Burnley going up. Now, I think ideally the best thing we would do with Maatsen is loan him to a Premier League side next season. But if we end up selling Chilwell, unless another left back's coming in, that would be our depth. And it's optimistic. It's optimistic. I don't think Maatsen's a complete bum or anything. But I also would question if he's up at Chilwell's level too. But it's also depth. It is just depth. Links with Tony heading to the bridge. Again, I'm not saying nothing about Ivan Toney till I hear about this betting scandal and whatever he's being charged with. Let's see what the consequences are and then think about it. I said, let's see. You have Cucurella. They wanted him first. I like Cucurella. I do think he'll come good. I think a lot of his issues are off the pitch, but yeah, you can't say too much about him. And if they came up with a good enough offer, it would be what it is. It is what it is. Clicks, I saw those Osimhen links too. Apparently, according to Graham Bailey, Osimhen's our primary striker target for the 2023 window. Now, if Chelsea feel like they can bring Osimhen through the door, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. But I'm not confident about that. Just because I think Napoli, especially after winning their first league title in yonks, they aren't selling him. They're not selling anybody. None of their spine would be leaving. But if they think they can do it, I ain't going to tell you no. I won't be that guy. So we'll see. We will see. We don't even know if City will be able to buy players yet. Yeah, it's very speculative right now, but there is interest in Ben Chilwell. Nothing concrete yet, but there is interest. Because right now, they haven't been transfer banned yet. That could change with time, but we have to see. We have to see. Yeah, clicks. Napoli aren't selling. That's why, like with Osimhen, I'm not even too fussed about it. Let me see that we've got him through the door, and then I'll get gassed. Until then, I think even negotiating with Napoli is just a waste of time. Not until he's got a year left on his contract. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Not too sure, but it is link time. It is link time. Let me send the link out to the panel. Be interesting to see their thoughts on this whole Super League situation. I might try and get this camera working again because fuck me, this is a downgrade. This is a fucking downgrade. But yeah, while I'm doing this, hit the like button, as always, my people. Bear with me for a little sec, guys. Okay, I think that is everybody. Cool. Oh shit. Well, so sorry, African Giant. Sorry, my guy, but appreciate the donation, my friend. Appreciate the donation. Bro, man ain't even come in yet and he's getting strays. I can't be asked. But big up African Giant. Big up African Giant. And also here's 100 to kick people out. But yeah, big up yourself, my guy. Big up. What is everyone saying? What is everybody saying, people?
Obama,
hold that. Let me speak first then, since African Giant wanted to listen to me. Hold that, you pussy ass giant.
God dang, man, so mean.
Just started instantly on violence.
Just mean, man.
Obama what? Obama who? Obama out.
Yeah,
Yay.
he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, let's make fun of him because we made a mistake.
I feel bad, brother.
That's really funny, you know.
If we had better service, we would have kept him. But we moved.
And if Tuchel was still here, he wouldn't be going because that's his type of striker. Maybe that's not Graham Potter's type of striker. We change managers; they want different things. So
it is what it is. It's a shame, but I'm not surprised. African Giant says, "Keep talking. I actually paid to kick you out, Alex. This is your moment, my friend."
Yay, man! Come on, do it, you broke ass man. Barely got to $2, man. Come on, do it. You pussy ass.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Lewis needs a new mouse or webcam or something.
Exactly.
This webcam will work. I'm just giving it a little second because it just started glitching out. Let's see if we can get it back.
What's wrong with you can't get the camera?
I don't know. It was just glitching like fuck. But maybe giving it a little sec, it'll be working again.
When were you born again?
98.
98. So you've had computers all your life.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Is it glitching?
No, it's not glitching. It's just real close.
I said last chance.
Come on, 49, last chance. Come on, do it. Come on, do it.
You think he's actually going to sit there and say nothing? He's never done that in his entire life.
Last chance, man. You've probably been holding for that money for the.
Oh my gosh.
Lewis, what if he totals 100? Does it still count?
Yeah, if he totals 100, like that's fine.
Yeah, come on.
Let's say
$49.99, so $199, it's for whatever.
$51.99. That is all
last
bad.
chance. I'm gonna be so upset.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen that. Just baiting somebody into kicking him off. He's like, please.
Hey,
I'm not telling him to do nothing.
Nobody's saying nothing.
I'm not saying nothing. Whatever happens is just whatever happens.
But yeah,
exactly. It's $53.97. Exactly.
According to about the Super League, I want to say I'm pretty sure that in the sale agreement there was a line in there that says they can't join the Super League.
I also think after the last attempt, all 6 English clubs signed something with the league that says if they try and break away, something like that, they can't come back to the English league or something like that. So I stand to be corrected, but I do remember reading.
No, you're correct. You're correct.
They were made to sign that they can't really join the Super League. So
yeah.
I think it will end up still going. I think it will happen at the end.
The English clubs get the most views, they're the most watched. That's why Tottenham were invited. So do you know what I mean? Because they're part of the Big Six.
Yeah,
so.
They don't have any history.
Exactly.
Come on, KD Drama SBS. Put another 50. Put another 100. Come on, Drama.
So anyway,
yeah,
I think that's a moot point.
What's going on in here?
I wouldn't get it twisted. Like that league is just a simple ploy for Barcelona and Real Madrid to not eventually go out of business. Like maybe Barcelona in particular.
How is that win-win for you?
Me. I'm supporting my brother Lewis. I'd like to hear you talk. This is a tax write-off. So we're now at $49.99, $4.99. We're at 54, so it's 46.
45 more.
Yeah, come on, Fatur. Come on, Fatur. Come on, pussy.
I need to talk to this guy's. I need to talk to this guy's accountant if this is a tax write-off.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Fatur.
Big up my
you can
African
do
Giants, as always. Just
come on, Fatur. Do
What
it.
did I do?
But
Nothing.
So yeah,
We are really.
Yes,
We're
we are,
kicking in
though,
installments.
Yes, we
No,
are.
we're not putting it on
we're more
layaway.
retired. We're more
We're not putting it on
retired.
layaway.
Yes,
By the way,
makes
Fatur. No. You see, here's the funny. There's a
Lewis, what if he
44
gets
giant.
$10 over the next 4 streams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I do?
It's
Aye, more streams from now, Alex would be getting the
advertising
$1.99
fee.
over the next
Let's go.
50 streams to kick Alex off.
Yeah, but Lewis, we want him gone now. What's the deal have to be at $10 over the next 4 streams? But we want the player now. We want him now. So what do we got to do?
we got to sort out the installment plan, but like that could take a couple of hours.
We gave you $56 up front, and then the next 40 over 4.
What, is
4
African
videos.
Giant an Arsenal fan or something? What is this, man? Just pay the goddamn thing up front. Agree to deal up front.
No, he's gonna bid in 1 cent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's gonna get to
If he's
$1.
an Arsenal fan, that's what he will do.
$1.
He's gonna get to $99.99. That's what he's gonna get to. 1 cent. 1 cent.
$100 and 1 cent.
I'm an Arsenal fan. Yes.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
that's true. But we can't. He can't send too much. He's under FFP instructions. He can't do that.
Yeah, no, Fodder's already been fined by FFP for donation money.
That's
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
He's
What did I
got.
do?
He's
Faz
got a
got a
2-year
transfer ban.
He's got
Yeah,
a
he's
2-year
on the ban right now.
He's got a transfer ban.
He's got a 2-year super
I'm
chat
slow.
ban.
I'm actually jealous. He met Ashley Cole, fraud, and I never met the guy.
Yeah, where did you meet him?
That
So
was-
I was printing some documents for Dortmund away. I was just walk out from that printing shop, and then Ashley Cole just walked past by.
Ashley Cole woke up today going, I just want a nice, clear day. I don't want to be bothered by anyone. And this fucker walks up and gets asked for a picture. Oh,
With the
God.
amount of money you've spent on Super
Yay!
Chats, you could have bought a really
Good one,
nice printer.
Panther. You did good. You did good.
Big
You
up
did good.
African Giant saying it's all.
Well,
about
to be
the
fair, I
sport.
did not know because he was with his family.
Keep the blue
obviously.
flag flying high, my friend. Alex,
Big
you say
up,
a lot of
African.
shit.
Big up, African.
Big up, my guy. It is all love. It is.
You're
all love.
almost there. You might remove me by the end of the stream.
Oh yes, it's down to 30. Down to 30.
I think someone realised they were going
Well,
into their
37
weekend
more.
budget, man.
Yeah, you don't want to kick him off. It's all good. It's all good. Love for the love anyway, my friend. Love for the
Yeah.
love. Every
Now
anybody
let's
else think-
let's transition to Fatur.
Love for his budget.
Does anybody else think that
that's it, man.
we
Like,
might
he was
sue
with his family,
this
and that's it. Like,
So
went
you
to
bothered him
Joe
when he
Cole.
was with his family?
I really don't care who Potter met, and I don't think anybody else cares who Potter met.
Who else did you meet?
I
after
kind of
that, Panther?
do. That's why I said I'm jealous.
Well,
but
you guys can get a room and talk about it.
we did found the room.
Yeah, we
You're
found
just
a
in the same
yeah.
room.
StreamYard.
Well, I don't want to be in that room. We're here to talk about Chelsea, not about Potter's adventures.
dear.
He
This
met
is not
He's
Dora the
Chelsea.
Explorer.
Ashley Cole is Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was Chelsea. He's not Chelsea now.
He's the manager of Chelsea. Is he?
He's the manager.
What?
Yeah,
Ashley
he's your
Cole?
coach, right?
No, he's
Yeah.
gone.
Oh,
Gone.
No,
No,
he
he's
was
gone.
at Everton
Oh, he's not.
with
Oh,
Frank.
okay.
Oh yeah, so he's
Yeah, but he's still a
jobless.
legend.
Yeah, he's an Evertonian. What are you
Well,
talking
he's
about,
fired,
man?
so no.
Oh
he's not
yeah, he went
Evertonian.
Everton with Lampard, didn't he?
So now he's
Yep.
unemployed.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're talking about unemployed people now.
But yeah,
Fuck,
Justice,
man,
what were you-
I
what were
will
you
be
saying
quiet.
anyway?
Let Jester say.
Well, I'm just wondering if Chelsea is going to sue UEFA about the contract length, or if somebody's going to end up suing them and taking them to task. Because if they say you can only sign a 5-year contract, and in England maybe that is not part of the labor laws. I don't see how they're going to be able to enforce. You can only have a 5-year contract.
I don't think it's the contract length. I think it's the spreading of the fine.
That's no. They said contract length, and that's how they're getting
right.
away
But I
with
think they're linking it to the actual. I'll have to read it again, but I think my impression is that they linked it to you can only do it the payments over the 5
Payments
years.
over 5 years, not
No,
over contract.
That's not what they said.
So I could
We
give
have
you
a
an 8-year
5-year
contract. Right, but I think I agree with you nonetheless that they can't really tell a private business what contracts they can give people, so pay over that. It'll be.
They didn't have a problem with the link of a contract. We had a problem
with us giving Kepa
with
a
money.
contract. So.
Yeah.
Right, and these are just these are just proposed rules at this point, right? It's not. I don't even think they've been voted on. Have they just been?
I don't know if
talked
they have
about?
to vote on them.
I think the aim is they want to try and bring it at the start of next
Whoever's
I don't
job
even know
it
how
is
that
to.
works.
I don't know
Exactly,
how you
coach.
can
I
force
heard the
it.
same news as you are. I don't know where he heard this. Jester heard his news. I heard the same thing.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a 5-year payment. You can sign for 10-year player. You just have to pay FFP for 5 years or whatever that fee is no longer than 5 years.
Well, contracts couldn't be longer than 5 years.
Whatever.
Because according to the rules, you can amortize the payments over the length of the contract. So that the law you would have to change is the length of the contract.
Does the law needs to be changed over the length of a contract too?
I think
You said the amortization has to change the law, right? The law of amortization has to change, right?
Well, you would have to change that, and that would screw a lot of clubs.
I think there's a
you would then be taking all these people who have amortized over more than 5 years and saying you can't do that anymore.
That's how it usually works.
Yeah,
you can go
but
back with the law.
Those payments would be now due.
No, we don't.
You change the amortization.
No, we don't. We're just gonna run out of course, and from now on, if you have, for example, so you saying this is what you just said. Correct me if I'm wrong. You said that we signed Enzo for 100 mil, and amortization is for the 7.5 years. That's what his deal is now, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
So what you just told me earlier means that if the law will be changed, we will have to pay in 5 years, right?
We can only give Enzo a 5 year.
Rodrigo,
if they change the way you pay out transfers, yes.
Okay, here's how it actually law works in anywhere and any kind. If you change the law, it doesn't mean that you changed it for the previous. You can't run back. Law cannot go back. Law can make forward from the previous. So the player that from this moment, when the law goes in effect, that's when it works. Enzo will never beat motorization under the 5 years. I can bet any money with you.
I don't think anyone's saying about they'll go back and retroly change.
That's what he
they actually
said.
Can do that if they change
You see, that's
the
what I'm
law
saying. He's saying
on how you report every year to UEFA. Absolutely, they can go back and change it because then
rest my case.
the reporting requirements are different.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That's why they changed.
Yeah, that will be
No. I think we can all agree if they change the rules, people will find a way to break it. I mean, it's
the rules are meant to be broken.
It's not like it's going to bury people. They'll just find a new way to. After 2 years, they'll extend you another 5, and they'll just add years onto your contract as you go
it has
through.
to be the original. Well, whatever. Again, you shouldn't allow something like that to happen because it's not illegal.
That's why it's actually what I heard, and apparently Couch heard, and apparently even Andrew heard, that it's not about the length of a contract personal terms. It's about amortization no more than 5 years.
Okay. Why would you give somebody a contract longer than 5 years?
Because maybe you believe in the player?
No, because you're amortizing the transfer fee. That's why it was done.
Okay.
Okay.
I just think
so. It takes all of again.
I understand what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I understand what you're saying. It's a big lottery by giving a length of contract without using the loops and holes of the for the long. But if you believe in the contract of for example, here's how important it is for the long term, especially in the young kids. when you sign a young talent, and he's 16 years old, would you give him 4-year contract, 5-year contract, and that's when he's gonna be picking, you're gonna be negotiating his contract. Instead, you can use 8-year contract, and he will be 23 and develop, and then you can do it.
That's not how businessmen look at it.
Okay.
But it's not how businessmen look at it. And business.
I understand
people
what
run
you're saying.
football.
I understand what you're saying, but before Chelsea did it, it used to be that way.
Yeah. Well, no,
I mean, we still give an 8-year.
We don't know how long Kepa's contract was amortized for. I'm guessing they put it over 7 years. That's how long they signed the contract for.
I don't think so.
Why wouldn't they?
Because I don't think they thought of that.
It's simple accounting. I mean,
Well,
like
it's simple,
basic
but
accounting.
nobody actually did it. Everybody was shocked that you can do that.
Well, and the contracts have been given out before. Kepa, João Felix.
Yeah.
I think Alexis Sanchez. But we don't know if those were amortized or not. We have no idea. I haven't gone back to look.
Yeah, I think we're going into
not worth
the
it.
financial loop that I don't think any of us understand. So,
Yeah. So what else we got to talk about, Lewis?
No Super League then. No Super League.
I don't think it's. I think it will happen.
It won't
I
happen.
think it'll happen.
How
It won't
it
happen
will,
with the Premier
it's,
League.
it's inevitable.
The English clubs is not in the benefit for the Super League. I think it's a bit stupid for an English club to join the Super League, because right now all the English clubs are in a position of strength. The other leagues want to drag them down to this level where they can all benefit this revenue.
If
So
I can
the English clubs
Go
don't
ahead,
need the
sorry.
Super League. English leagues don't need the Super League at all.
No. It's La Liga and Serie A that need it the most. Even the Bundesliga is kind of okay because of how they run their system. But-
So that's why Bayern was never actually no. Because
Yeah,
the 50
that's La Liga and Serie A are fading pretty quick.
Yeah, and they're on a
Well,
big
maybe
network.
good.
They're on a big network here in the States too, Bundesliga.
exactly VK comment.
What about Serie A? I mean, Liga.
No, Liga.
Nobody-
Liga.
Yeah, again, who's gonna draw so many eyes to the TV that you'd want to have them in the league? Not even PSG. I don't think is a really great draw. Does anybody here watch PSG when they come on just to watch PSG?
Oh, I see what I see Kepa.
Yeah.
But Rob said that Kepa was paid because it was a buyout clause, so you have to. It's La Liga.
Is it
Yeah,
a
I think we
buyout
had
clause or
The
release
player
clause?
had to give all the money for that too.
Yeah. So it's
Okay,
different.
again, is it
Yeah.
a buyout clause or release
It was a
clause?
buyout for Kepa.
Yeah, I mean, part of you would think based off the amount that it was a buyout.
Yeah.
Because Kepa was a pretty young keeper at the time. Like,
High
But they're not
prospect.
the
Real
same
Madrid
thing.
was after him the year
I
after.
know they're not. I'm saying that's why I think it being said, I think it was 72 million or something for Kepa. That
Yeah.
amount for a goalkeeper feels more like a buyout than a release clause.
It was 35 million for a La Liga club and 72 for a club abroad, I think. And we end up
back to the Super League, whatever. I think it will work if it will not interfere with the domestic league, which I think
Oh, it will
not.
be. That's how
Wouldn't
you're
it be
gonna
a
play
good
the
week
domestic.
thing? Like replacing the Champions League? That's what I thought it would be.
No,
No.
it's not.
It's not.
It's for no. They eventually want it to replace domestic leagues because
80 mils
Were they-
actually African giant.
yeah,
actually
because for
80
that
mils.
type of money, you're not going to play a few games and call it good. For that type of money they're talking about, they're going to want you to play a full season in that league. And again, why would Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona want to go back to Liga and make no money from that league, really, because nobody else wants to watch any of those teams other than the three I just mentioned. Okay, those leagues are, because they have imbalanced revenue sharing, especially in La Liga. No other club is allowed to come up to the level of those three clubs, because those three clubs make all the money mostly. So it's they don't want to be in La Liga. They want to be in an area where they can make more money in the league. They can make more money, and I mean, it makes sense, business sense. But you're going to destroy the other teams in that league, because if those 3 teams league, what's La Liga? It's the championship.
Nothing.
It's championship basically.
Championship is actually better.
They don't
'cause nobody-
they don't have a second division.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they do.
What about the B teams? Is that the same thing?
have
The
a-
B team
they have-
basically. Oh, gone. Sorry.
Yeah, they do have a second.
Segunda
Division.
Division. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
that. The B team
They
are
have
basically-
relegation. They have relegation.
Oh,
They have B
okay.
teams, but the B teams are not allowed to get promoted. So Madrid,
Oh, I see,
Castilla,
I see.
and
Yeah, now I
Barcelona.
remember. I've
So they
never
pay-
been interested in La Liga, so I don't even know how to
Well,
run
because
it.
it's just a boring, like the drop off in level after like those 3 or 4 teams is just so dramatic. Like the level is just terrible when you start to like get into like teams like 6 and below. It's like
It's not even
Just-
watchable.
not even close. Yeah.
So we don't have
Real
that
Madrid
issue
are
in the
barely
Premier League.
watchable to start with.
What?
Real Madrid, they're barely watchable. I was trying to watch Madrid against Mallorca the other day. I
It
just
was
couldn't be up.
so bad. I watched it. It was. I was
Yeah.
like, I was so I started watching the game because I was nothing to do, and it was raining, so I turned it. And Rudiger, oh my God, it reminds me of Rudiger before Tuchel came in.
Oh, he's all
La
over the
Liga
place,
for
isn't he?
all centre backs.
He was
I
all over
always
the
told
place.
people Rudiger is better in a 3 than a 4.
I knew he was not good defender at all in the 4 because he was exposed more. But
So yeah, he's a very aggressive defender, and it works better in a 3 when you have somebody to cover your ass if you
Yeah.
go in for a challenge and miss. In a 4, you're pretty much screwed. So,
see, La
yeah.
Liga was before Ronaldo and before Messi. Is anybody else heard of La Liga before that?
Well,
the Ronaldinho era and
yeah,
everything.
Ronaldo-
Yeah. That's the 2000s. What I'm talking about. That's what the era started coming out.
Oh. Well,
It was not like, for example, to give you exactly, like, I remember in the 80s, it was actually Ajax league. That league was so good. It was
Eredivisie.
yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Then it switched to Italy. Italy picked up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Spain became a little bit dropped off right after that. What's the name? When Premier League started to pick it up at the end of at the 2010, when City came into the conversation, and haven't
Didn't
been
Barca have
since.
that super team though in the 90s?
Who?
That like 94 dream team
Well,
or something?
the exception on La Liga is Barcelona and Real Madrid. They've always been popular, and people have known
Yeah.
about them because of
Okay,
the
so
players that
exception.
played there. But the
Yes.
league as a whole, you know,
Yes.
Again.
What's your name over there? Yeah, in the 90s, La Liga was second, but nobody ever watches second leagues, man. Everybody always watched the first.
In the
leagues.
90s,
That's
who
the
watched La Liga in the 90s? The
I
Premier
don't
League
even
was.
know. No, in the Championship League, they were decent. They always decent in the Championship League, but
In
they
the
were
90s,
never. I never watched La Liga.
In the 90s, it was Barcelona won 1 Champions League. It was mostly Italian. AC Milan, Juve won it. Even Borussia Dortmund won a Champions League. Ajax won it in the 90s.
hmm
Yeah.
Romania won it in
Romania
the
won
90s.
in the 80s. Red Star Belgrade. PSV Eindhoven.
Red Star
with,
Belgrade is not Romania.
Oh,
Steaua
sorry.
Bucharest.
That's not. Sorry,
Steaua
that's
Bucharest.
Serbian. Steaua Bucharest. Yeah. And then, what was the Chelsea manager? The old guy. Gus Hiddink won the Champions League
Mhm.
with PSV.
I mean, a lot of this has to do with like access to the games as well. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know where you could have caught La Liga
This is-
games in the States, like in the 90s.
Yeah.
You probably, but it would have been really hard to catch a game. Like maybe you saw a Barcelona game. Yeah, you'd have to have you'd have to have some sort of satellite dish or something like that. It would,
Look,
there's so much
nobody's.
access to all these leagues now. I mean,
I think people confused again. We're talking about the league. We're not talking about what's the name, Championship League representation from La Liga. Barcelona, Real Madrid, those teams are always good in the Championship leagues. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the regular season. That's what we're talking about. I never watched it, because it was never popular enough. That's all it is.
So apparently, Mateo Kovacic is back in training.
Yeah, I did see that on the timeline. Let me find that quick.
Too bad this can be his final season with Chelsea.
Probably will be.
Yep.
Kovacic.
His contract's up in 24, and according to all the reports I've seen, they're not offering him a new contract.
Apparently, he wants a new challenge too. I think it all points to him leaving. I don't know which midfielder ends up staying because there's so many question marks.
At this point, none of them. Because Conte, of the older ones, because Conte, if he really is sticking to the 3+1, I don't think he'll be staying. Because 3+1 is a no-go. That's 4 more years on a 31-year-old. No, sorry.
Yeah, but it also still gives you the option to sell him if in a couple of years if you need to. Doesn't mean he'll play out that whole 4 years, but it does give you a year or two of flexibility to sell.
It's very risky with his body.
Yeah.
Why is the problem? What's the problem with having flexible salary?
Well,
it's flexible.
We don't know if that's even part of the contract negotiation.
But
why would Conte want to have a flexible salary based on the amount of games he played when he can go to someplace else?
That's not the only
and
thing
get a salary.
Why are you saying that it's based on the appearances? Why is it not performance?
Well, aren't appearances part of the performance? If you're not there, you can't perform.
Sometimes you're there and you don't perform.
No, that's true. We have Mason Mount. Yeah.
So
it's one of those things. Is he's not going to want to compromise very much because this is his last contract. And yes, he probably has. He's filthy rich because he doesn't spend money.
You're saying he's not. The guy drives Mini and he makes 300K.
Yeah.
I don't think you even know a second what he actually wants or what he thinks.
Right. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what he thinks. I know what athletes think, and in their last contract, they want to make a splash because it's their last contract. That's just athletes in general.
I feel like he would be the kind of guy that, if they were to put an appearance clause in there, I think he would be pretty realistic about that. I think he could I think he's the kind of guy who's listen, that makes sense. I understand from their point of view, they want me playing. So if I'm not available, I could see why I would maybe make less if I wasn't available. Look, I don't see him fighting that too much.
Josh, remember there was a couple of years conversation with him going to PSG, and there was a leak that PSG offered him way more money than Chelsea ever did with salary and stuff, and he just wanted to stay at Chelsea.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody knows. This week. He's not playing. He won't be playing for another.
There were some pictures from him in first team training, though. I don't know if it's in full training or just doing drills, but he is back in training.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows what Conte wants, and I think Conte is smart enough to make a decision on his own. I don't think Conte is actually the guy that will force something you know what I'm saying? I want this or I'm gone.
Well, according to reports, he wants 3+1. Still.
Yeah, those brown envelopes.
Okay, well, then we have nothing to report, and Lewis can stop streaming every day. Because that's the only way we
can always talk about 7-year maturization or 5-year maturization.
Or who Foster met today.
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about Mount for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
That'd be great.
I'd rather burn my eyeballs out.
Don't do this.
Hey, it has actually been a record without mentioning Mount.
Although I have to say, those were some great comments on the Shed Twitter page that you put, Lewis.
Oh, the stuff about because they just sound hypocritical as fuck.
No, because they're xenophobic.
Yeah.
Everything they said, Mason Mount has a banner because he's freaking English.
They just said
they didn't come out and say it, but
just say you prefer it, and it's whatever. It's your preference and it's support. I don't give a shit, but don't try and justify it because of the fact that he's homegrown.
You know they could just say that you know, we just like him. He's an English boy.
Yeah, just say he's
Yeah,
your
just say
favorite.
it.
Like you had the ability to make a banner for someone, so you chose Mount. So it'd be like, okay, whatever. At least you're real about it.
Right. Was that where they were posting? They were saying like, you know, we do these based off of accomplishments, loyalty to the club. Like, that's the criteria. There's a long list of guys ahead of
It's
Mason.
like you just
Unfortunately,
said Kante.
Yeah.
Ask Blue Quick. Where's his?
Well, they said they have a. They said they have a Dave. Yeah, they said they have. Well, they said they have a Dave. The Dave thing has already been paid for, and they're just waiting to do it at a certain time this season. But
I saw the couch. I saw that comment. It was laughable.
They asked him about Conte, and he said Conte's in the tifo with the other 10 guys that we made. Like there's one with like 5 or 6 people together. And it's like, listen, he doesn't have like. I don't think he cares if he has a banner or not, but there are certainly 2 or 3 guys on the list that would be ahead based off those of their own criteria.
Yeah. Like this was said in 2019, like they're made primarily for loyalty, historical performance. Kante's only been with us for a few years. If he stays, he might well get one in the future. You also have to remember there's limited space. Now, the next banner was made straight after the Champions League final. And again, fair play if you want to make one for Mount. It's supporting a player. I've got nothing against it. But if people ask why Kante hasn't had one yet, it's completely justified because all the reasons you had for Mount, you have for N'Golo, plus about 4 extra years of winning trophies, dominating the midfield and consistent performances. I
love how they say that, Lewis. Like, Conte's only been here a few years. Like, what? He's been here like almost 5 years longer than Mount. What do you like?
No, when it was Mount, you know what they said? Mount's been here for 15 plus years, and then they added the Where's my Charlie Webster banner? Where's my Conor Gallagher one?
Where's my Ruben Loftus-Cheek banner, man? He's been playing longer than Mount in the first team.
You a banner, by the way.
Hey,
but where's his?
Where's my Cho banner?
The youngest player ever to win everything in Europe and the Club World Cup. Where's his banner?
They're making a Cho banner,
based on that,
but it's sponsored by
Sunkiss banner because Fatur been over there more.
But you see how stupid the argument is.
Yeah, they start raising funds for Silva.
Just say you like Mount.
Just come out and say
they came out and said he's English, that's why he's getting a banner. And then everybody go, okay, that's what we think anyway.
Well, they kind of did say that because he's homegrown.
Well, yeah, they did.
He's been here for 15 years and all that stuff. Okay, now you're backing yourself into a corner, and that's on.
Yeah.
They're raising
my problem isn't with the banner. Mount can have his banner. That's fine. It's supporting a player. I don't have an issue with that. It's just your justification. Your justification was complete BS. And it only feeds into the match-going fans versus traveling fans narrative because you're just making it into he's local, he's been here for years, and all that shit.
Haven't they already done a banner for him too? Like, didn't they already do a whole display for him? How many goddamn displays does this guy need?
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel got a banner before contest.
Hey, where's Billy the Kitman's banner? That's what I want to know. He's been there for fucking ages.
Why are you talking about the old banner? Is there a new banner coming or something?
No.
They're putting Mount's banner up at the Southampton game.
And of course he's gonna fucking score a goal in that game too.
But the only thing I understand with that is that the level of abuse Mount's been getting, that's fair enough if you want to show your support in that way. That's fine.
Why? He deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah, why does everyone care now about players getting slandered every goddamn week, man? I've been watching a guy
I don't care if your justification is to show support for someone who's been getting a lot of abuse.
Somebody explain it to
me. I don't see nothing wrong in that either.
Hold on a second. So I will be. Is
the
banner
why is it
coming
abuse?
sometime
Why is
soon
it
or
abuse
something?
now?
Next home game, Southampton next week.
Fucking wrong with these people, man.
They're raising funds for Silva. If you want to contribute to that.
Oh, that's already been paid for.
It's paid for now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got their donation.
So hold on. Now Silva's going to get a banner, but he hasn't been here that long. So it throws all their arguments out the freaking window.
Yeah.
Because they realized their argument was wrong.
Yeah, they were forced to do that Thiago Silva one.
Because that came out like 3 hours after their Mount.
We're
doing one for Silva, guys. We're doing one for Silva.
See what time and date that GoFundMe was started. Probably like 5 minutes after they started to get shit about it.
Who's the player that everyone loves and no one argues about? Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva. Yeah. That's your argument where you said, "Oh, I'm not racist. I've got black friends."
But again, I don't understand why not Conte. He's
I
been
know.
here longer. He's done more
That
for this
timing
club
for
than.
the Mount banner was perfect for N'Golo. You could say Mount was pivotal to us winning the Champions League. N'Golo was more pivotal.
Yeah, what he get man of the match for like all the matches, like the
Yeah,
last 4
Semis
matches.
final, one of the last 16. You
Including
could
the
debate
final.
like the deserving of it, but he was a pivotal player in all of those games, and he's done more than Mount even leading up to that. The Premier League wins, the Europa League wins, keep up for all of that. I don't understand it. How the first person you made the banner for was not N'Golo makes no sense.
Yeah, and maybe read the room and let's not run his banner again when he's in the worst form of his life. He's playing like absolute dog shit. You think like he needs a banner to get his game going? Like it's just so fucking ridiculous, man. Like,
Here's the thing though: the rooms are different. Match going room.
Yeah, that's
and, like,
true. The room at the bridge
traveling.
is a pretty quiet room usually. Unfortunately, from an atmosphere standpoint, it's pretty bad.
This is the thing though, like Mount has two completely different viewpoints. From fans on social media, they look at and view Mount in a completely different way to match-going fans. Match-going fans genuinely is the next Lampard. They'll just be cheering, applauding everything.
Would you say that most match-going fans are English?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, English-based.
Okay. Well, okay. English citizens.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just asking a question. I didn't say.
And listen, I don't even really care too much about that aspect of it. Like, listen, if you want to cheer on your English buds, cheer on your English buds. But like, he's been dreadful this fucking year. Like, what are you doing? Like, these guys, I've seen players play better than Mount this season and get more shit for the last 3 years. Like, but now it's abuse. Like, listen, I bet if I don't know who leaked that DM of Mason or whatever about that guy who typed him a message. Like, I'm pretty sure if you went through Christian Pulisic's DMs over the last 3 seasons, it wouldn't be all cupcakes and rainbows and we love you, buddy. Most of it would probably be like,
right? Did my comment made it to the Pulisic finally?
Yes,
he didn't open yours up.
I will say some of the stuff that I've seen though is a bit mad though. It is a little bit.
Oh,
mad.
please.
But yeah, because all of it is because people want attention by doing this most of the time. Like, look at me, I can be as awful as anybody else. I don't.
I saw this thread and I didn't deep it though. It is fucking mad. Some of the stuff.
Okay, well, you don't think any other players ever gotten that stuff?
No, but like I do.
Yo, that's a lot though. That's serious. I don't think it's like that bad.
No, it's
there's a lot of crazy stuff. That's why I'm thinking like, okay, if you're doing it to try and show support when he's dealing with all of this, I get it. I do get it.
Well, what this is backlash. For
I
all
wonder
the
what kind of
abuse.
Comment Jorginho got.
Jorginho got completely the same.
First one is from Redneck Blue.
I never commented on his.
I know.
Never.
I've never commented
I know,
on
but I never did it.
Players' Twitter anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the point?
Fucking hell.
Oh wow. Wow.
That is mad.
Oh no.
That is even madder. What the fuck, bruv?
What does it say?
We're praying for you, Christian Atsu, because of the Turkey earthquake, and someone's saying it should have been Mount.
Oh.
Again.
Listen, you can literally find that stuff under almost every player.
Every single freaking player in the world, you can find that stuff.
In that amount,
and go ask Rudiger about his DMs he got.
Yeah, go look at Kevin Durant's messages right now. I'm sure there's a lot of Brooklyn fans who are really happy with him right now.
Man said, how did Scott create that many burner accounts?
Oh man!
Fuck's sake, bro.
Yeah,
but yeah, no. I was saying I forget it.
Like, it's stupid in the sense that these guys don't care what you say about them, but it's no worse than a lot of these guys have gotten over the last 3 or 4 seasons, man. I'm sorry, it just isn't.
Yeah,
Right, I think you compare
to
like
try and be David Beckham after the '98 World Cup.
Yeah,
effigies.
Oh yeah.
Effigy's
Yeah.
been hanging in streets.
Right.
Yeah?
Go
Yeah.
ask Rashford and Saka and Sancho how their DMs
Missing
look.
penalties,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry if Mason Mount cried himself to sleep one night because he read a mean comment. Like, grow
That's all
up.
right. Rice was there to comfort him.
It'll be okay.
I think a lot of people will lose their mind if he start against West Ham. A lot of
Oh, I'll lose my mind.
Facts. He needs to be on the bench in spite of all of that. Needs some time on the bench. Hell, even the Southampton game, you put that banner up, Mount should still be on the bench.
Oh man, imagine they do that banner for Mount at Southampton. He doesn't even come onto the pitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have they ever made a banner for a bench player before?
Imagine he goes, "You're not needed for this game," just to sit him on the bench for the whole
No, I don't want him in the squad.
I don't know if he even started
He's
the
not
game that we put the banner up. The original game, because it was when we beat Villa 3-0. Did he even start?
What if he's not even in
Yeah,
the
he would
squad?
have started, I think. Yeah, he would have started.
He did.
Did he? I can't remember.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't. No, he didn't. It was Ziyech,
Okay.
Havertz, and Lukaku up as the front three.
Repeat that then. Repeat that.
Mount didn't even come off the bench. He didn't even come off the bench.
So they're going, we didn't get it right the first time, we're going for a second one.
Actually, Lewis, he did get off the bench at the end of the game to come over and give you guys a clap.
Yeah.
I'm sure he gave you guys a clap, though.
Yeah.
We all know that Mount has the clap.
Oh.
All these wrongins out here. Look at this man clapping us. You wrongins.
Let's have it right.
You wrongins.
How
He's
many
clapping
words is
us.
that guy allowed to make up?
Unless you're Dave. And then if you're Dave and you go to clap him, they might call you over to call you a cocksucker.
Yeah. Yeah, even when he hasn't played.
Yeah. Yeah, when
Okay,
Dave was over there talking to those guys, he was literally just saying, guys, I didn't even play today. Like,
yeah. This guy's won every single trophy for this club, but he's a cocksucker. But the guy who's played 3 or 4 years, we got to be extra careful with.
Hey, Dave's only been with us a couple of years.
Only a couple. Yeah,
Andrew.
This approaching his 11th year.
Just a couple of seasons.
Yeah, he just like I said, he's won everything there is to win at this club, and some things on multiple occasions. But he's a cocksucker.
Big up Umar
Maybe he
Springs.
didn't clap the right way. Maybe he didn't clap.
Yeah,
Maybe
he was like going like this to everybody.
He goes like this, doesn't he? He goes like this. I think you got to go like that. You got to go like that to get the respect. So
It's
just so everyone
you clap
even at
like
the
that.
start.
It's the clap badge, the clap badge tap, the clap badge tap.
You got a knee slide as well, and pat the badge like that. That's what you got to do at the same time. That's what you're forgiven then for everything. So it's all good, Desire, intensity, and passion. You got to have those 3 things. See, talent only comes a distant fourth. So it's all good.
Well, if
Brunette
the Shed
Gallagher
had,
from now on, by the way. No more blonde
if
mouth.
the Shed had their way, there would be only English players on the pitch, and we'd be sponsored by Hellman's Mayonnaise.
The funny part is he's still gonna start on Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah.
I don't think he is going to start on Saturday.
I think you need to brace yourself for that, man.
Look, Potter pulled him off first.
Pause.
He was the first person pulled off the pitch in the midfield.
He also did that the game before. And the game before.
Don't be so sure. Potter wants to save his job. He's not going to continue running out frauds.
He said he sent him off. He got him as a sub before the game before that. So
I can see him
Where does he play? Would be my question.
In a double pivot, trust me.
No way.
Mason Mount?
No way.
Yeah.
Man, you're on that good this morning, man.
Yeah. No, obviously.
You see, this is funny. I think you're gonna be so surprised that you think that he's gonna be benched. It's not even funny, man.
Maybe Felix will be benched, and then Felix will come in the second half.
Potter, please just bench his ass, please.
Again, Potter
some
wants to
minions.
save his job. He's not worried about what Mason Mount wants.
Right.
If he's
It's not
worried
gonna
about
be an easy
what
game.
Mason Mount wants, then he doesn't need to be in this job.
That midfield three for West Ham versus a 2 in there, not going to be pretty. I think we're going to have to go 4-3-3. You might, oddly enough, see the exact
What's
same
the
midfield
difference?
3. Sorry?
What's the difference?
Sorry?
What's the difference between a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3?
Three dedicated midfielders versus 2.
No, there's 3 dedicated midfielders in a in that scenario.
4-2-3-1
is 3-man midfield.
Okay. All right.
2 start deeper, one starts advanced. There's still 3
so
midfielders.
the one that's advanced is not necessarily dedicated to the middle of the pitch, right? He's a little bit further up the pitch.
Still
Whereas
midfielder.
if you play a 4-3-3, you have 2 8s and a 6, right?
Well, if those 2 8s are Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount,
It doesn't matter who they are. That's the tactical deployment, right? A 6 and 2 8s?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would
That's
be
the
a
difference.
4-3-3. Well, yeah, but there's still 3 midfielders versus 3 midfielders. Because
Okay.
West Ham
I'm
plays
not going to get into an
4-2-3-1
argument
as well.
about that. That's semantics to me.
Yeah,
Obviously,
doesn't West Ham play 4-2-3-1 anyway?
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I like in all seriousness, I think they play 4-2-3-1 by themselves as well.
Do they? I thought they're going with was it Paqueta, Rice,
Right.
and who's the guy
Yeah, but
next
he's
to him?
playing as a
Rice
6.
and Suchek.
Suchek didn't even play West for
he's
West.
not
He didn't
starting.
even start for West Ham the other week.
Who's
No.
that?
No, they're playing Paqueta as a 6.
Yeah, next to Rice. Yeah.
Mm.
Alongside- In a,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Suchek
usually-
hasn't been playing. He came off the bench in their game last weekend.
And
Right.
usually, like, if you watched our last game, out of possession, we were a 4-2-3-1. On the ball, when we had possession, we were a 4-3-3. So,
Because
Out of possession, we were 4-2-3-1.
mhm.
I didn't see that. I didn't
Well,
see that.
More to me like 4-4-2 out of possession.
kind of it's like 4-2-4 really. The Gallagher and Mount were so high up the pitch.
Right. But that's why it didn't work, because Mount and Gallagher were out of position all the time.
Gallagher wasn't. Mount was.
Gallagher was out of position too. He was supposed to be the other 6, and they had to.
How do you know that there wasn't 1-6?
Well, because Conor Gallagher early in the game, from time to time, would drop deeper, even than Enzo Fernandez to receive the ball.
Interesting.
They had to
that's how
stop
you
doing that
help,
because
but
he
that doesn't
wasn't
mean that
playing
that's
in his
formation.
position. Huh?
That's how it and helps, but it doesn't mean that that's the position.
Interesting. I didn't know West Ham were playing 3 at the back so often. They play 3 at the back more often than not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch them play because they're awful.
They play to the middle 3. That's crazy. So yeah, okay. Then you might get away with playing the 2 in there then, with a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 or however you want to look at it. Interesting.
I expect us to have the ball a lot more than not a lot more, but I expect us to have the majority of the ball too. So
I gotta ask this question: do you start Madueke and Mudryk at the wings, or do you start Sterling at one?
Sterling and Mudryk.
Sterling and Mudryk for
I'd
sure.
start Madueke and what's his name? Mudryk.
You won't start Sterling?
I'm with Lewis.
Yeah, no, I bring Sterling off the bench. He didn't even have a great cameo.
By the way, is that a away game?
Yeah, away.
Yeah, we're at West Ham.
I know it's.
All right, gentlemen, I got to work. Y'all have a good one.
Take care, bro.
7:30.
Big up,
See
Jess.
you,
It's
Jester.
been real as always. Take care, my G. But yeah, I play Mudryk and Madueke. I like Sterling, but like he's not been in good form under Potter. Didn't look great coming off the bench. Mudryk, I want to see what he's like with a full 19. Now he's starting to get back up to sharpness.
I mean, he just came back from injury, right? I don't think that we give up on Sterling that quickly. He just came back from injury.
No, he's got to get some match sharpness.
You got to give him an opportunity to play himself back into form, right? Like much of
From
what
the bench.
you've done
From the
with
bench.
much of what you've done with Mason Mount and Havertz. You're trying to play them into form, right? I don't think that.
Yeah, but not by choice, kind of by force there.
I don't think that Sterling has been as bad to suggest that he's now being dropped for a guy that's just come into the side.
I mean, he has like what, 1 goal since Tuchel left? I mean,
yeah. I mean, he's
done objectively couch it. And listen, I think he's got it. I'm not, diminishing his career, but he's been absolutely atrocious since Tuchel left. I mean, terrible. He hasn't beat a single player. He scored the 1 goal off the volley, and was that a Champions League game? I don't even remember what game that was in.
Yeah,
but
it's been awful this season.
Aside from that, he's been abysmal. And when he's not match fit, match sharp yet. I don't mind him getting maybe 25 minutes off the bench in this game, but I would be disappointed if he started.
Okay.
Madueke looks so bright and he looks so quick and creative in his cameo. We need that 1v1 ability.
And what you also need is somebody that can come off the bench and spark the team, right?
So
and
that's
basically what he's done. That's basically what he's done. And that's
I don't really want to be in a position, Couch, to have to spark the team at like 70, 80 minutes. I'd like to be winning. I'd like to be winning the game by then.
You're assuming that what happens is when you start, the players that you're assuming is going to start is going to lead to a win. You know, you have to
that is definitely my assumption.
Yeah, you have to account for the fact that like the game can have many twists and turns. And if you have somebody that comes off the bench that can give you an energy and a lift and a spark, versus somebody that hasn't really played in that role ever in terms of like Sterling, then what, you know, like that, you have to give these guys natural roles to come into. I think Madueke
I get the argument.
Well suited off the bench right now.
I mean, for me, you run into those twists and turns in a game when you play players that shouldn't be playing from the start. And then you do run into quite a few twists and turns. Like I just don't.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
No, you're fine. For me, I want to see the guys who have actually, when they played, shown a sign that they can actually create chances, score goals, assist goals, be a threat. I'd rather see those guys be the ones playing from the jump. And then if you need a spark, you can bring a guy like Sterling on, I guess. But it really kills the momentum if you start a guy like Sterling. He plays like shit, and then you got to bring Madueke on at 65 minutes because you got nothing from Sterling again. Like that. Well, that's what would.
That's one way of looking at it. I think that ultimately what you'd like to see is some continuity, some sort of like understanding on the like. What was a big problem with Fulham last game? For me, it was the fact that we had too many guys coming back from injury, too many guys unfamiliar with the side. Too many like new players. Like there's just no cohesion. There's absolutely no chemistry whatsoever, right? So now we're gonna bring back basically the same lineup, and then throw in another new player on top of that. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I think that he gave us a nice cameo. Let's see him kick on. Give us another nice cameo.
I mean, and then not just a nice cameo. He created 2 chances in that 25 minutes. Like I need that. I need that more. I don't need guys going, running around for 60 minutes and not doing anything. I'll take a guy who created 2 chances in 25 minutes and I'll give him a start and see how he does. I just, this whole thing of like feeling like you have to play some of these guys, especially now when we're starting to get really healthy. I mean, especially in that part of the pitch, I just don't see a need for it. He hasn't he hasn't deserved a start to come right back in. He hasn't done anything to stay in the team per se this season. I just don't know why you wouldn't start Madueke and see what he's got.
Ziyech starting then. So Ziyech is not part of this conversation then.
I think he probably will not start this game.
I would start Ziyech after that.
Yeah. Graham Potter would have a lot of explaining to do if he did some dumb shit like that.
He's like he's trolling.
Big up Umar saying, so happy Kante is back this week, my only saviour. He's only back in training. Let's play everything slowly with N'Golo. Like, I don't want to jump to conclusions with him still. But yeah, it's good to see him back in training at the very least. Let's hope he stays fit till the end of the season. Olu says, amortization is nothing to do with the payments in installments. It's an accounting technique to reflect the cost of a player over a number of years. But isn't it still being paid in yearly installments, though?
No, it's just the way you show the book value of the deal. So you can break up your payments however you want with the team that is involved, but how it shows on your books for UEFA is going to be amortized over the length of the contract, or at least it used to be. So they just look at it as like, here's the total book value of the deal. It's 100 million over 5 years. Each year, it's going to show 20 million on your books.
Yeah, and to back your point as well, look at Enzo Fernandez. We're paying that in 6 installment, but the contract is 8 years.
Okay. So it's not paid over the length of contract.
No.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with the upfront money. Like, there's not as much to amortize if you give them 35, 40 million, whatever we're going to give them up front. Then you're only amortizing the rest of that over. So maybe you didn't need 8 years to do that.
Okay. Okay, I understand it a little bit more now. Bless for that, guys. Citrus says, hopefully this is a farewell banner, talking about the Mason Mount one. Still remains to be seen, but that's all dependent on the contract. And yeah, we'll have to play that one out over what we hear over the next few months. Tuchella, but that is a brazy Avi. They're saying Mickey Mount, all hype, zero footballing ability. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I do hope it ends up being a wrong statement, but as of right now, it's not wrong.
I heard
Mickey Mount.
I don't know if you guys listened to the Chelsea podcast with that Gary Hayes guy. He said on the pod I listened to yesterday, the guy said that Mason Mount is a mixture of Essien and Lampard, but not without Essien's power and without Lampard's goals. I heard that. And I turned it off. I'm like, I can't listen.
So then not a mixture of those two guys.
So like those are the most notable traits. So,
maybe he's referring.
Oh, he's got Lampard's dribbling then, and then passing rate. Oh dear.
You're forgetting he didn't say which. He might be referring to Essien and Lampard as they are now. That's it.
Yeah, he didn't let him finish the sentence, Couch. It was a mixture of Lampard's coaching abilities and Essien's current physical abilities. Yeah,
and this is the tug of war that exists between players that, like, I'm in the middle. I don't have any like real angst towards Mason the Bison. I have no angst towards like Mason Mount one way or the other. I think that he's a decent player, not necessarily worthy of 200K a week or a guy that you want to see playing week after week after week after week after week. I think he's decent, but like it's those types of comparisons that make people get so polarized. When you're telling me that he's a Bison and he's a Lampard, and then you're telling me he's a generational, and then the people that don't necessarily have a strong enough opinion just get on the other side and pull it back the other way. It's just such a polarizing argument when it doesn't have
agenda merchant. He's a generational talent. Let's have it right.
It's so crazy, so crazy.
I agree.
Then you got Johnny's soundboard over here.
Yeah. Exactly. Listen, I could care. I honestly could care less. I wish he was good. Like I wish he was that guy because I would be good. Like Andrew was saying yesterday. Like it only benefits us if he's that great of a player. Like it makes the team better. My issue is not with him personally. I don't have any personal issues with him. I don't think he's like a bad guy or like a poor person or anything like that. Like I think he seems like a good person. I just purely don't think he's at the level to be justifying this amount of consistent playing time. But also he's now in a position where that group is healthy now. So now you get to kind of see where he shakes out when you've got Sterling back, you got the new guys in, you got Felix back. Like now it's where does he fit into that group? Because those guys have all, at least to some extent this season, shown glimpses that they're better players than he is right now.
And you know what the other thing is too? Like there could be the argument that when Mount was in his best form, he was probably punching above his weight class. You know what I mean? He was probably playing above his actual level at that time. Whereas now what we're seeing is more of a medium where he's kind of like finding his level, like, I don't know, maybe he's a little bit below it. But at the same time, people are like just saying that say that like, oh, well, you don't remember this year or you don't remember he was at this form. I'm like, well, maybe that was him playing well above his level at that point. Maybe he to say that that's consistently where he is probably not the closest thing to truth, because like everything that we've seen after that has been the exact opposite.
Right. I mean, listen, there's the cream rises to the top, man. So when you start to surround a guy with talented players, like it's going to show who's there, who's ready to play, like who's actually got what it takes to play at Chelsea. Like when he did benefit from the last couple of seasons of having a much lower level of competition at his position group. That was a benefit to him. Now that there's players coming in who you could argue are, potentially step or two better than he is. Well, now we'll see what kind of player Mason Mount is, because the guys around him are gonna do their jobs, and you'll see it'll shake out who's actually a generational baller and who's just a guy who's been here since he was 8. Like it really is that simple. I mean, guys, like when you add talent into a team, you find out real quick who belongs and who doesn't.
Right. Cream rises to the top. And
the worst part is the stand culture. Because even if he does play well, God forbid, you won't even be allowed to enjoy it. You're in the mud, son. He's mudded you. You're not allowed to celebrate his achievements.
Okay, man. I'll gladly take a mud bath, man. If he starts scoring 20 goals and getting 10, 15 assists, like I'll take a mud bath, man. I'll gladly come on here every day. I'll start every stream with an apology to him. Like I don't care.
It shouldn't be like that because your opinions are justified. He's playing like shit right now. You don't have to think, yeah, he's shit, but like I believe in him. I see something in him. Something's gonna work out. I'm sure of it.
No one's told me where I can send the mud I've accumulated of his past 20+ performances. Where I can send that. Yeah. I've got a mudslider basically ready to unleash. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll give it to Fatter and he can distribute it when he goes to Stamford Bridge.
My distribution, you know.
Yeah, you're my distribution agent. That's what you are. Yeah.
Probably would fill up the bridge.
Because unfortunately, he's that kind of player. He has that kind of fan base that even if he scores one goal, even if it's against Southampton, it's going to be like the last 4 months never happened. I mean, it's going to be like that was his 25th goal of the season. It's like,
do you know what the irony would be? The irony would be he would score the fourth out of a 4-0 win against Southampton, and you would be told, "See, he's back."
Yep, the last 5 months never existed.
Yeah,
like Bournemouth when Mount and Havertz scored. I'm telling you, like if Mount and Havertz turn it around and they start balling out consistently, I won't apologize, but I'll give credit where it's due and I'll praise them where it's due because they've now reached a level that I've been asking for them to be at for the last year or so.
Somebody said it yesterday. Sorry, Rodriguez. This is real quick. Somebody said it yesterday because I have to jump anyway. I don't know. I think it was on here, but they said, you know, Divock Origi scored the Champions League winning goal for Liverpool, and he's no longer at the club anymore. Like, I mean, you don't have to like let these guys.
He scored in the semi-final and the final.
Right,
and he couldn't even start racing Milan now.
Oh, not so you don't have to. You don't have to let these guys live rent free off of big goals that we all celebrated, we all loved, we all listen. Everyone's grateful for it, but that doesn't mean you now get to live here rent free. Like you got to do your part still.
I'm seriously worried about Mount. I think it's gonna end up like Dele Alli. I'm really worried about this game.
Wow. Wow.
I think he's much more mentally tough than Dele Alli. I'll say that. I think Mason's much more mentally tough.
Definitely.
I don't think he's ever played as well as Dele Alli played.
Yeah, and Dele has a 20-goal season in the Premier League, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly. Like his first full season too.
Mount and Havertz contract to 2015 to 2017. Ali.
Yeah, like he. That was £100 million player. He really was at the time. Like, but I think Mason is. I think Mason is much more mentally tough than him. I don't have that kind of like. That was a really drastic example of a rise and fall. What Dele was. Yeah. But listen, that conversation Jose had with him. That's a great conversation just to have with anybody in life. But you know, he clearly that didn't get where it needed to get with him. So
yeah,
that was Dele Alli's attitude, though. To be fair, wasn't it?
Right.
It was nothing to do with his ability. He's always had the ability. It's just his attitude's always stunk. Sure. But with Mount, it's obviously Mount is a good mentality, and he is a decent player. But I don't think he's right for Chelsea anymore. I don't think. My personal opinion.
Based on his form, but like
he hasn't played good for the last year and a half.
I think he can play for us off the bench. I think he can play for us off the bench quite easily. Bring in the energy off the bench, give you a little life there.
I don't
know if he's. The problem that everyone has with Mount right now is he's playing too much and he's not in form. Like that's the biggest problem. And then if you take it on a more macro level, it's exposing his weaknesses on a day-to-day basis, and then you see it all the time. Like if you saw him less in a more limited role, you would appreciate him more, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it's like when someone says, you have this manager in, they can only take you so far. It's the same with some of these players. Do you know what I mean? Long term, short term, they can take you somewhere, but long term, they just can't take you any further.
Yeah.
You say that, but what does he actually do? To be fair.
So, what?
Like when he comes off the bench, what does he, other than energy, what does he actually bring?
No, I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is that type of player, most of the players that we have at the club right now, you don't want them as a long-term.
Arguably, you could say Gallagher's better at pressing.
Well, Gallagher's
and
taking his
running
pressing
around.
and tackling thing because Mount doesn't do that anymore.
But that's what I mean.
Mount
So
doesn't
when
come
you
off
bring
the
him-
bench. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There's not that much of a sample size of him coming off the bench. It's not. There's not like a.
Exactly. I have no idea what he can offer off the bench because he's never come off it that much.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he
He's
can offer.
ruined that. The previous
It was the
manager.
West Ham game. He just
They've
gave
ruined that.
the ball away.
But there's
They've
not a big
ruined
enough
that,
sample size. You know what I
The
mean?
ability to have Mount on the bench and coming off the bench. I think the previous managers have ruined that. I think Mount in his head, he sees himself as a starter.
As a
I
big
think
player,
it's too
yeah.
late to do that. I think it's to like bench him. You might as well sell him. I think if you want to limit his role in the team to a bench player, you
Yeah.
just have to sell him.
He's been overplayed a lot since 2021.
But I don't understand the argument of like, I mean, Couch, you were just saying it a few minutes ago, like, oh, he's performing better than his weight. I mean, like he's still a young guy. I mean, I don't think that he peaked already. I wouldn't say that. Like,
No, and that's not what I meant. I just meant his level. His best level may have been. It doesn't matter when you peak. Like you can peak at 19. You can peak at 11. You know what I mean? Like your best football isn't necessarily down to age. It's when you're at your best. That could be at any stage in your career. But what I meant by that was what we hold on to is the great performances that he had 2 years ago.
Right.
And we remember that, and we want him to get back to that. But if he can't get back to that, that could have just been a purple patch of form for him over an extended period of time.
Oh, okay.
If he can't get back to that. It's not that he's not a useful player still. I still think he can be a useful player. It's just not he's not an everyday starter for us. Simple.
Right. Okay, gotcha. That clears it up. Okay, sweet. Yeah, perfect.
You got to remember who was he playing with when Lampard was playing in non-stop. Who was he actually playing with around that time? It was all shit players. We were sanctioned. We had to play kids.
No, that's a fair point.
And he was the one that stepped up. That was it.
Oh, actually, I disagree. That Lampard first season, Willian, Pedro. You can't call them.
Yeah, Willian was very good that season.
Yeah.
When we got sanctioned and Mount was playing 24/7.
Christian did a great job when we got back from lockdown. He carried them a few games. Christian.
Rudiger.
Yeah, Pulisic technically qualified us for the Champions League, but you never hear him get that credit.
Yeah.
Project Restart Pulisic. That is the best attacker I've seen at Chelsea since Hazard.
Playoff P.
That guy, man. I thought I was watching a Hazard regen right in front of my eyes.
For
then
real.
that fucking FA Cup final injury killed everything.
100% deserved the number 10.
Taylor tax.
Right, and he's a week back from being in training too. So again, that attacking room is just getting healthier, and it's position and playing time shrink for the guys who aren't ready to play.
Do you ever think that Mudryk and Pulisic will be on the pitch at the same time because they're both left wingers, or will Pulisic go to the right, Mudryk go to the right?
Pulisic can play in the middle as well.
But he won't do that. Potter won't do that. He won't play him in the middle.
As a 10, no?
Yeah, but
he played. Did he? I know he played left out. Wolves. He was on the left side. I mean, he could. I don't know. They could at some point. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not this season, but
yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Maybe Mudryk goes to the right, or even Pulisic.
That's a decent thing about the guys that in the attacking room. A lot of them aside from Mudryk, who's pretty left-sided central, like the other guys can all pretty much play in that, just in the front there.
Right, yeah. Sterling, Noni as well. You saw Noni on the left.
Yeah. I mean, Zhao can play in the middle, can play on the wing, can play up top. I mean, they're all pretty flexible outside of Mudryk, but he's just kind of a specialist in what he's asked to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're all pretty.
I don't know if it was yesterday or a couple of days ago. You guys were talking about like Mudryk and Cucurella, and from what I know about Mudryk, he's a player who actually doesn't like to have an overlapping fullback. He likes to have that space to occupy to work himself because he likes to take guys on 1v1.
Right.
So like in that sense, Cucurella is probably a decent partner for him because he's not really an overlapping fullback.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him yet with Chillwell, who is kind of maybe more of an overlapping guy, but from what I read on him, he does kind of like to not have that because he likes to occupy that space by himself. But
yeah, that makes sense.
We'll see.
Talking about Chilwell, would you guys sell him to Man City? Personally, I'll sell him for 50 million. I'll sell Chilwell.
Yeah,
that's too cheap.
Injury prone. He's very injury prone. Honestly, I've noticed that. But he's also.
If we can get Davies, I would. Davies from Bayern.
I wouldn't. Yeah, Davies would be a great replacement. I wouldn't take anything less than 70.
For what? For Chilwell?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Wow.
Chilwell, I don't know if he's.
And so what? You're just going to run with Cucurella as your left back?
No, Ian Maatsen is
Ian Maatsen next season.
So you guys are saying Ian Maatsen starts ahead of a 65 million pound player and a Ben Chilwell, or if Ben Chilwell?
I mean,
no, I don't think he starts. I think he'd be good depth.
Yeah,
or it might be good depth. I think
it's better than Chilwell.
No, I would just go buy Alphonso Davies.
You guys are crazy, man.
Wait, Maatsen's better than Chilwell.
Yeah. 100%.
No, I don't think you can say that, Rodrigo. Not yet.
I think we're a bit early for that, Rodrigo. But what makes you think that way?
I watch a lot of Burnley. I know it sounds weird, but I've got this app, Nav Mix. I don't know if you guys know.
How are you watching a lot of Burnley, man? Come on now.
No. Seriously. No. I do. You'll be surprised. I do.
Rodrigo, you do not strike me as a Burnley fan. I'm going to be honest.
All life matter FC. All life matter FC.
Yeah, go on. What
I do. I actually do. And I'm not joke aside. I do watch because I've got this app where I watch a lot of time. I get free football, so from time to time I watch Burnley, and for me he can invert. He reminds me of the Rico Lewis from Man City. He inverts and play in midfield because the way Company has him played, he's so attacking and he's got a good GNA contribution as well. It's good defensively as well. In the Championship is very tough physically, and what annoys me with Chilwell, he passed the ball back too much. With Maatsen, he's actually very attacking. He's really good. Trust me. Watch him once, twice, you'll be impressed.
I'd like to see Chilwell play with a guy like Mudryk, because he does. I think he has that ability to play him in behind, to play 1-2s with him.
Really?
I think I think so. Yeah, because Chilwell, I think
he passed the ball back to the centre back.
You got to look at who the left wing was usually in those games. It's usually somebody that's probably not a natural left winger or not in position to do those kinds of things. Like, I think Chilwell's a really technical player, actually.
Wow.
But yeah, listen, I'm not opposed to selling him, but for me, if you sell him, you have to go buy like an Alphonso Davies. I don't want to just bring Maatsen up, sell him and get Maatsen.
Davies, baby.
I want to improve the position group. And I know that's not a shot at Ian Maatsen because I do think he's had a good loan, but if you're gonna sell Chilwell, you go get another get a top left back. Yeah.
That's a serious drop off for me if you sell Chilwell and then you say that Maatsen's going to come in and deputize for like Cucurella. Like that to me, I haven't seen. I admittedly I do not watch Burnley, but I know that when you go from the Champions League to the Premier League, there's a serious like level difference there. So I can't look at somebody that's coming from the Championship and saying that he's going to be automatically, be able to press. Cucurella for a starting position or anything like that, which is what you need. You're basically saying that you're very comfortable with Cucurella playing 98% of the games just because you're not sure what Maatsen's going to give you in the Premier League. That's what you're saying.
I'm not really with this idea of like replacing starters with like youth guys or bench guys who aren't come from Cobham and stuff. I'd rather, if you're going to replace a starter, you need to have somebody equal or lesser value.
I think you guys need to watch Chilwell when he comes back again. Then you remember all the back passes, the mistiming, the out position defending. Then you remember. But I
also feel like we're writing off Cucurella too. It's his first season, with the Chelsea team, and he's Connor's player. Let's just give him a little bit of time.
He has off the pitch issues too.
Fair point.
Do you think he's going to be better as a left wing back or a left back though? That's the thing.
I don't ever want to see us play that back.
He's playing that though now. He's not playing
it on the weekend.
No more.
Chilwell was a perfect left wing back, isn't he? It's just is he going to be a great left back? I don't know.
We played
left back. Yeah, they played back five, right? A lot of the time last year in Brighton. Yeah, that's true. But we'll see.
I was just West Ham play with a back three as well. I think that we might want to try and match that.
Yeah, But we've been playing back four for a while now. I think we're just going to keep.
Well, the game against Liverpool, we play with a back three.
Well, that's because Liverpool's attack is, you never know what you're going to get with them, even though they're in bad form. So that was one of our better games, to be honest. That's facts. That's also facts. Yeah.
We always transition, though, don't we? We transition to a 3 at the back when we're defending. Then when we're attacking, we go. That's always how it's been the last few months.
But Dennis, that's when Chalo was playing right back, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, right, sort of. I thought it was.
Well, we started in a 4, so he started at right back.
Yeah.
We just sort of like transitioned into it. I think he in particular in that game gave us the flexibility to do that in game,
right?
Because he can play right center back. Right. I mean, I don't know. We could do that like when you could employ a similar thing with Wesley Fofana if you wanted to do that in the future, because he's probably a better, center back than Chalo. But I don't. Personally, the back three, I kind of feel like Rodrigo. I just kind of want to stay away from it for a while.
Yeah, I think we
just to like as like a maybe like a breath of fresh air or something. We've seen it for so long. I just kind of want to see something different for a little while.
We've got a lot of attacking players in the squad. I think he's
yeah.
So has a formation that suit the defenders. I mean.
Yeah, it felt to me like us playing a back three was more of like not obviously a defensive tactic, but like kind of a way to shield how bad our attack was. It's like
our midfield was, because remember that was the game that we had.
Fair enough.
Jorginho in there. Like I still think that we don't have a complete, like, who's coming in next to Enzo?
Ruben.
I mean, that's a tough one because this is like the injury position, right? The other person in the midfield that's like who's healthy, kind of like got to kind of pick a name. I would like to see Ruben there at least maybe once.
Even Ruben, I think personally.
Like I don't even mind like if the attack is positioned right, like if the attack is balanced right, which to me would be Mudryk, Felix, Madueke, and I know everyone hates them, but either Fofana or I honestly don't care. And I'm indifferent about the forward, just whoever the forward is. If the attack is balanced like that, I don't mind if it's Gallagher next to Enzo. But you run into issues when you start to have multiple guys who play a similar position on the pitch at once. Like to me, if you have the attack more balanced with playing those guys, you can get away with playing like a Ruben or a Gallagher or something in that pivot.
I think Ruben will work well
until Kovacic and Conte are healthy.
Ruben will work well with Enzo because you remember the Wolves game this season. Ruben worked well with Kovacic. I can see him working well with Enzo in a pivot, in a double pivot.
Well, he does offer a skill set that's really rare for someone his size. I mean, his ability to dribble and drive the ball is right up there with the best in the league. It just is statistically too. His size and strength make it really tough for defenders to get on his body. He does have the errant pass in him sometimes, but
he's just not safe enough to play that deeper role, right? He doesn't.
Well, sure, but if Enzo's the more ball dominant one, then I'm not as concerned about that. Yeah. He's able to get a little more forward. He's able to take guys on, and then have Enzo there to be maybe the more ball dominant midfielder. Yeah, I think when Ruben plays with Kova they kind of there's less of a who's the actual ball dominant one here. It's maybe more defined with Enzo, so maybe it frees him up a bit more to express himself a bit. But I get what you're saying. It's valid. I mean, the footage is there if you when he plays in a pivot.
We have Gallagher about though in the 4-3-3. I think we're fucking done for again.
Oh yeah, we are done for it. Yeah, because West Ham will press.
I did not want that.
Nobody wants that. I don't think anybody wants that. Well, there are people that want that, but I don't think anyone here wants that.
I'm surprised he went for 4-3-3 last game, to be fair. You would have thought he wanted to protect Enzo. When you have Mount and Gallagher running up playing striker.
No, it was a 4-2-3-1. They just moved up. Yeah, they just moved up for no reason. But it was a 4-2-3-1.
They just play striker. There's like 5 at the top. That's it.
That's on Potter. Potter needs to call them out. I don't know why Potter did the game.
According to people, he was actually shouting at them to tell them to come back, but they obviously weren't listening. So that's why I think he's. Yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway.
Damn, he needs to start them out. Like, at least Gallagher.
You see Gallagher. To be fair, you see Gallagher coming back, but Mount was kind of still up there, hogging left wing still.
telling the winger to go back, to drop back. That was
They were
funny.
both just far too forward. And it was just Enzo sat in fucking centre mid.
I saw man telling our right winger to drop back. Like, you're the midfielder, you need to drop back.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? Like, we're talking about all these players on the pitch, but really, the orchestrator of all of this is Graham Potter. Like, how does he not have a system in play that people understand yet? Like, that's my main beef with this guy right now. And I'm not even advocating in, out, or anything like that. I just need to see some sort of something that looks like an actual tactic, like an actual style of play.
Facts,
you know, like, it's crazy right now.
Yeah, it's like
that's why I thought when he played the kids. When he played the kids, when we had everyone injured, I thought we'd see a style of play then, because he could have just molded anyone, like all the kids that were playing at the time.
Right.
He could have just molded them into that system, but obviously he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
so now you're getting all the old guard that you can't really change to a degree, and now you're going to throw them all back in. So it's
half
just
the time you watch this team play, you wonder if they haven't worked on anything in the training pitch. You actually wonder that, like, do these guys, have they been given any instructions as to how they're supposed to play together?
Yeah, facts.
No, it looks like that. Like, half the time, you're just like, are these guys actually, have the understanding of what they're supposed to be doing on the pitch together?
Yeah, I heard
that's never really been a problem in previous years. You know, where tactically these teams don't look like they know what they're doing. You know, like, it's never been a problem. So I don't know. Like, he's got to do a better job of getting his message across, because right now it's peak for me right now. Like, I need to see something now, for sure.
Yeah,
I think he's got. I don't think he's got much excuse, to be fair. In the next couple of months, you've got to start seeing some sort of performance on the pitch, whether it be tactics, performance-based, goals, whatever. There's got to be something in the next 2 months to say, "Oh yeah, we're actually moving forward." So if it's just the same shit for the end of the season, like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think even Bowley and them are getting pissed off now. So, like,
you see Bowley with his heads in his hand, didn't you?
Yeah,
because we missed opportunities to score goals. Like, don't try to, like, make it more than what it is. We had a great opportunity to win the game, and he's like, "Oh shit, we missed that." It wasn't like, "Oh my god, this team sucks." You know, like.
No, but isn't it also like, oh, he's thinking about Potter, and like maybe
No, I think Potter is pretty safe until maybe next season.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
I think he is as well, to be fair. I think they're going to give him the rest of this season, next season, and then that's it, I think.
Yeah,
I think they're after that.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a beer one, to be fair.
Oh, and Robinson, I never once said that Ruben Loftus-Cheek was wash. I don't know where you got that from. I think he's a decent squad player. He's a guy that can come in and give you something different.
Yeah,
and he plays multiple positions as well. So I don't know where you got that from, but at any rate.
Wow.
Yo, Lou, you sleeping?
Lewis is gone.
With next season, though, they're talking about strikers, aren't they?
They're
talking about Tony or Osama. But
I still think an extra midfielders should be more of a priority right now.
I think we get a couple. We'll get a couple of centre mids, I think.
You guys wouldn't mind seeing Alba in this with this new creative attack? I feel like he can maybe do something because he never got service. So I don't know. Maybe 1 or 2 games.
I don't like it.
Why is that though? I don't understand. The pressing, is it his work rate off the ball?
Yeah,
I assume it's his attitude, to be honest.
I think it's
we haven't heard
effective.
anything though. We haven't heard what's wrong with his attitude. Like, obviously with Arteta is a different beef, but
there's got to be something. Otherwise, he would at least bring him one off the bench, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's true. But
he's only done it a couple of times.
Yeah, that's true. But even Havertz is not he's not pressing well now. You know, do you remember last game he just let that guy go by and then he just fouled him later on? Like, you know, it's not. Is it really work rate? Like, maybe it is attitude. But I don't know. With new creative wingers, I don't know. I want to see Alba. Like, I feel like he'll finish all the chances that Havertz gets.
I would have gave him a chance, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look fit to play this style of football. Like, I mean, what we saw was he came on.
What is this style, though? What is this?
He subbed him as a sub. He needs to press from the front. That's just that simple. Like, at least that is recognizable. Like, our attackers need to press from the front, and Oba doesn't want to play that style of football. He brought him on as a sub and then subbed him like 35 minutes later. Like, that is a damning indictment right there.
That's bad. Yeah, of course. But he did play two times after that, Liverpool and Palace, but it was 10 minutes only, but still.
Yeah, now how do you get into the game at that point? Like, that's just giving him a run out. Like, that's not really trying to get him in the game, you know? Like, so
giving him appearance money.
Yeah. To be fair, he did miss like 2 chances that he should have finished against Palace, or at least one of them. Yeah.
I'm just confused on what we're doing next season because Nkunku came out and said he prefers playing with a striker behind as like a second striker. And obviously, if we sign Felix, he's kind of that role as well in kind of a cam, second striker kind of thing. We've got Havertz, which I think will probably go at next season. So it's just like
I think it'll be
division.
Felix behind a striker. Maybe we'll play with 2 cams. Who knows? We can just do that. Maybe. Who knows? But I don't know.
Yo, Lou, if you're there.
I don't know if that'd be ideal. But
it's just a balance.
We need a goal scoring like threat. We need one. It's been a while.
Somebody call Lewis, man.
Everyone just dipped.
I think he's sleeping.
He's probably in the bathroom or something, right?
He's had a little nap.
Oh,
you guys have it like that's what you have his number and stuff, right? You can text him, right? Or... Man, I just hope Mount or Havertz doesn't start, but I know one of them will. It's gonna be so bad.
Probably will. So everyone's saying after Lewis. So I had to deliver a package. A neighbor.
For sure.
What else everyone's saying? Oh, nothing. All right, all good. Anyone got anything they wanted to add? Or are we all good to wrap up?
Lewis, you think that one of them is going to start probably, right? One of the Chuckle brothers.
Yeah, Mount probably starts. I could see Havertz get benched, but Mount probably starts because he likes to play.
He likes to play. Crazy.
So I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, big up everybody. We're gonna wrap up anyway. We're raiding Flawless though, so head over to his stream. Big up, like, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow for the match preview, and up the Chelsea. Up.